pivotal figures met a truly gruesome end, orchestrated by a ragtag group of vengeful Jewish soldiers? What if the ultimate propaganda film premiere became a fiery inferno of retribution, all thanks to a determined cinema owner and a squad of scalp-hunting Americans? And could a single shoe truly unravel a Nazi elite's carefully laid plans? Get ready, because we're diving headfirst into the audacious, violent, and utterly unforgettable world of Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. Subscribe CTA. Before we unleash this historical reimagining, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss another deep dive into the movies that make us question everything. Full explanation. Alright, let's set the scene. It's 1941, and Nazi-occupied France is a land suffocating under the iron fist of the Third Reich. The air is thick with fear, and the hunt for Jews is relentless, spearheaded by the chillingly efficient SS Colonel Hans Landa, a man chillingly nicknamed the Hebrew Hunter. He's not just a soldier, he's a predator, and his methods are as sharp as his intellect. Our story truly ignites with a harrowing scene, a brutal testament to Landa's ruthlessness. We're introduced to a French dairy farmer, Perrier Lapadite, and his 3 daughters. Landa, with his disarming charm and unnervingly calm demeanor, begins his interrogation. He speaks English, a calculated move to ensure the hidden refugees can't understand his damning words. The tension in that farmhouse is palpable, a slow burn dread that coils tighter with every spoken syllable. Lapadite
Monsieur Lapadite
finally cracks, revealing the hidden Dreyfus family beneath his floorboards. Landa, with a chilling lack of emotion, orders his SS soldiers to fire through the floor, a symphony of gunfire that rips through the innocent lives concealed below. But in this massacre, a flicker of defiance emerges. Young Shosanna Dreyfus, the sole survivor, escapes into the night, her heart already forged in the fires of vengeance. Fast forward to spring 1944. The war rages on, and a new force emerges from the shadows, Lieutenant Aldo Raine and his bastards. These aren't your typical soldiers. They're 8 Jewish-American soldiers, handpicked by Raine, a man with a singular mission, to inflict maximum terror on the Nazis. Raine's creed is simple and brutally effective: no prisoners, and a minimum of 100 Nazi scalps per man. Their methods are barbaric, designed to instill a primal fear that echoes through the German ranks. Imagine the whispers, the nightmares, the sheer panic when soldiers realize that their fate might be to be found scalped, a grim testament to the Bastards' arrival. This Black Ops unit is a force of nature. It includes the formidable Sergeant Donnie the Bear Jew Donowitz, who wields a baseball bat with terrifying proficiency. There's PFC Smithson Utovich and Omar Omer, soldiers ready to execute Rainey's brutal vision. And then there's the rogue element, Sergeant Hugo Stiglitz, a German who turned against his own kind, a man who had already killed 13 Gestapo officers and was rescued by the Bastards, joining their ranks with a bloodthirsty fervor. Corporal Wilhelm Wicke, an Austrian-born translator, rounds out this unlikely, terrifying crew. They're dropped behind enemy lines, disguised as expected. Raine's instructions are clear: be cruel, be vicious, spread terror. And spread terror they do. The legend of the Bastards grows, whispered in hushed tones, a terrifying boogeyman for the Nazi regime. Even Adolf Hitler himself hears of their exploits, a testament to the fear they've managed to sow. In a particularly chilling scene, we see Hitler interviewing a captured German soldier named Butz. Butz recounts how his squad was ambushed, and his sergeant, refusing to give up information about another patrol, was brutally beaten to death with a baseball bat by Donnie Donowitz. Butz survived by cooperating, but Raine, ever the artist of terror, carves a swastika into his forehead with a knife. This isn't just punishment, it's a brand, a permanent reminder of their Nazi affiliation, even after the war. Raine's signature is a mark of infamy, ensuring that even if they survive, they'll carry the shame of their allegiance forever. Meanwhile, across occupied Paris, Shosanna is living a double life. She's now known as Emmanuelle Mimieux, the proprietor of a cinema. Fate, however, has a cruel and twisted sense of humor. She meets Friedrich Zoller, a German sniper whose war heroics are about to be immortalized in a Nazi propaganda film, Stolz der Nation, or Nation's Pride. Zoller, it turns out, is not just a war hero, but also a man deeply infatuated with Shosanna. He uses his newfound fame and his connection to Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi propaganda minister, to convince them to hold the film's premiere at Turn Cinema. This is a stroke of twisted fate, an opportunity Shosanna season, with all the top Nazi brass in attendance: Goebbels, Hitler, Goering, Martin Bormann, the cream of the Nazi crop. And as the head of security for this grand event, who else but the infamous Colonel Hans Landa? The irony is almost unbearable. Landa, the man who destroyed Shosanna's family, is now tasked with protecting the very people she intends to destroy. When Landa interrogates Shosanna, the suspense is excruciating. Does he recognize her? The look in his eyes, the subtle shift in his demeanor, keeps us on the edge of our seats. He doesn't let on, but the underlying tension is a ticking time bomb. Shosanna, presented with this ultimate opportunity, seizes it with a chilling resolve. She has her own plans, meticulously crafted over years of silent suffering. With the help of her projectionist and lover Marcel, an African-American who understands the inherent danger they both face, she plans to turn her cinema into a fiery tomb for the Nazi elite. They're going to use her collection of highly flammable nitrate films as the accelerant, a cinematic inferno of revenge. But the Bastards aren't the only ones with a plan. The British have their own operation, codenamed Operation Kino. Lieutenant Archie Hickox, a film critic with a surprising knack for espionage, is recruited by General Ed Fenech and, of course, Prime Minister Winston Churchill himself. Their mission: to infiltrate the premiere, plant explosives, and take down as many high-ranking Nazis as possible. Their key contact? Brigitte von Hammersmark, a renowned German actress who has been secretly working as a spy for the Allies. The thought of a film critic vengeful Jews all converging on a single night. It's pure cinematic gold. Their plan hits a snag at a seedy tavern. Hickox is supposed to meet Brigitte, but he brings along Sergeant Hugo Stiglitz, the German who's now one of the Bastards. They're also joined by Staff Sergeant Wilhelm, a German soldier celebrating the birth of his son. The atmosphere is tense, especially when Sturmbannführer Dieter Hellstrom, an SS officer, notices Hickox. Hickox, trying to maintain his cover as an Italian filmmaker, makes a critical mistake. He holds up 3 fingers incorrectly, a subtle but damning giveaway to a German. In the ensuing firefight, it's chaos. Everyone except Wilhelm and Brigitte is killed. Brigitte, the seasoned spy, manages to survive, but it's a close call. Lieutenant Aldo Rain, always the improviser, arrives at the scene. He interrogates Brigitte, suspecting a setup, but Brigitte, with her quick wit and undeniable charm, manages to convince him of her loyalty to the Allies. And then she drops the bombshell. Hitler himself will be attending the premiere. This is the ultimate prize, the justification for Raine to push forward, even with his English-speaking men gone. The plan is adapted. Rain, Donowitz, and Ulmer will pose as Brigitte's Italian escorts and cameramen, a clever ruse, since Germans supposedly can't distinguish Italian accents. It's a desperate gamble, a testament to their audacious spirit. Meanwhile, Landa, ever the meticulous investigator, is piecing things together. He finds Brigitte's shoe at the tavern and a napkin with her signature. He's closing in, his predatory instincts kicking in. He intercepts the Bastards as they're heading to the premiere, along with Brigitte. Language proving to be their undoing. He confronts Brigitte the missing shoe, a silent accusation, and then, in a brutal, shocking moment, he chokes her to death. The cold-blooded efficiency of it is horrifying. Landa, ever the opportunist, then arrests Raine and Jutovic, but he leaves Ulmer and Donowitz inside the theater. He sees a chance for himself, a way to profit from the chaos. He offers to let the attack proceed if Raine's OSS commanders guarantee his safety and immunity after the war. Raine, against his better judgment, agrees. It's a deal with the devil, but in this twisted game, it's the only way. Back at the cinema, the propaganda film is rolling. Frederick Zoller, the war hero, is clearly enamored with Shosanna. He slips away from the premiere and finds her in the projection booth. He confesses his feelings, but Shosanna, her hardened by years of trauma, rejects him. Their confrontation escalates, and in a moment of desperate violence, they both shoot each other, a tragic, intertwined end to their intertwined fates. As Nation's Pride reaches its climactic moments on screen, Shosanna's face suddenly appears. Her message is chilling. The Nazi audience is about to die by the hands of a Jew. The auditorium doors are locked. Marcel, true to their plan, ignites a pile of highly flammable film behind the screen with his cigarette. The cinema erupts into a raging inferno. Simultaneously, Ulmer and Donowitz storm the opera box, unleashing a hail of bullets on Hitler and Goebbels. They then turn their weapons on the crowd, their explosives detonating, engulfing the entire cinema in a fire. Final moments, empties his submachine gun into Hitler's face, a visceral, cathartic act of revenge. The aftermath is as shocking as the events themselves. Landa, true to his word, drives Rain and Yudovich into Allied territory. He expects to be handed over to his new contacts, but Rain has other plans. In a sudden, brutal act, Rain shoots Landa's radio operator, infuriating Landa for breaking their deal. But Rain, with a chilling nonchalance, shrugs off Landa's outrage. He admits that, given the choice, he'd make the same deal again. And then, as a final twisted act of defiance, Rain and Utovich carve a swastika into Landa's forehead. Rain dubs it his masterpiece, a fittingly ironic and horrifying end for the Hebrew hunter. This isn't just a movie. It's a visceral, cathartic, and ultimately unforgettable reimagining of history, a testament to the power of revenge and the enduring spirit of defiance. It's a film that stays with you long after the credits roll, leaving you pondering the blurred lines between heroism, villainy, and the brutal realities of war. And that, my friends, is the glorious, bloody, and utterly brilliant